Okay, everybody, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, every day you give me this good day, for sometimes I forget that, and start the day with a revolution of gratitude. Today I want to praise you for all the goodness of your creation. Today I treasure these moments today, never taking them for granted, but always trying to make the most of them. Well, we started out 35 years ago. We were going to do 75 meals a day, and we started out with a congregate site where seniors came to the parish church and had dinner. And then Meals on Wheels was beginning here in LA, and someone at one of the senior centers said, "Why don't you go to the meeting and see about it?" So I did, and they were a city program, and they said, since you have a kitchen, and we have to do meals. We have to do 200 meals a day for clients here in this part of LA. Maybe you could do our meals for us. And so we were in a very small kitchen. We were 5 years at the parish hall. We did start down there, and it was very small. But once we started, no one was doing it in central LA, so we got more and more clients. I mean, we went from, the first day was 24, and I think before the week was out, we were up to almost 100. And we kept taking on more and more clients, and everybody kept saying, you got to stop, you don't have any money. I said, I'm not going to worry about money. And that's part of our whole organization, is that it's really a faith-based, and we trust implicitly on God, that He will fund us.
She does fundraising. I hear almost every night she's out at some kind of a gig, talking up Meals on Wheels, trying to raise money. We also have a foundation that raises money for us. Some nice ladies who do fundraisers, and they hold auctions, dances, whatever it is, just to raise money for us. So there's a lot of those events that go on during the year, but it's Sister's presence that does it. It's everybody who meets her goes, wow, what a force of nature she is, So she's a rebel. She'll tell you that. Oh, I'm a rebel, So you don't hear nuns usually saying that, but she certainly is. I was at St. Vincent's Hospital looking for a job in the emergency room, and they didn't have anything in my area, so I went down to the cafeteria to have lunch, and I saw a guy wearing a Meals on Wheels shirt, and I thought, gee, I always wanted to do that. So I walked down the hill, and I introduced myself to Carol, and I said I wanted to volunteer. And I did, and I went every day for 2 weeks, and they said, Nick, you're here every day, why don't we just give you a job? So they gave me a job, and I've been there now. I just went over a year, about a month ago, so I think I found a home. I was a photographer, so I had a good job. I went around and I filmed pretty much everything the Marine Corps did. So it was very exciting. I got to travel all around the Pacific, Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, Wake Island, Guam, all those places. I took a lot of photographs of Nixon when he was president. I was stationed here at Camp Pendleton, and he had the Western White House right there in San Clemente, so I always used to go over there and take his photograph when he was doing things. This is the president of South Vietnam. After that, I started skydiving when I was in the Marine Corps, so when I got out, I thought, well, gee, I want to keep doing that. But I didn't have enough money to actually pay for the jumps, so I thought if I became an instructor, I would get my jumps for free. I made another couple of hundred jumps until I had enough jumps to become an instructor. And then I did that for 30 years. I was there every day, jumping every day. I wound up, I made a total of 4,800 parachute jumps. And I taught in excess of 15,000 people how to skydive. Most of the guys that I was working with were half my age, and I was getting a little too old for it to do a full day of it. So I left that, and I was driving home that evening, and I thought, gee, I'm still young, I got to do something. And while I was waiting at the stoplight, an ambulance went flying past with the lights and the siren going, and I thought, gee, that looks exciting, I'm going to do that. So I went to school and I got my certifications, and then went to work on an ambulance company and did that just prior to coming here to Meals on Wheels. My second week here, she said, "Nick, this job's not going to be as exciting as some of the other jobs you've had." And I said, "Oh, that's okay, sister. I've had my share of excitement, so I'm cool." But I don't know, wherever you go, that's where you're at. And I've had plenty of exciting things happen to me right here on Meals on Wheels. You know, we have routes all over Los Angeles, and there's one down in Compton. And the guy who usually does it, the two guys who usually do it, didn't come to work one day, so me and another guy did it who had never done that route before. So we're at one address, and we were on the right street name and the right house number, but it was place instead of street. It was the wrong block. So I'm knocking on the door, and the guy goes, "Who is it?" And I go, "It's Meals on Wheels." And he goes, "We don't get Meals on Wheels." And I thought, well, you know, maybe it's an older client. He's got Alzheimer's. He doesn't remember he gets Meals on Wheels. We have some of those on some of the routes. So I reached down and I opened the door, and I walked in, and there was like 6 gangbangers sitting there with drugs and everything and money all over the table. And the guy goes, "Who the freak are you?" And I go, "I'm the Meals on Wheels guy." And I swear, the more I try not to look like a policeman, the more I look like a policeman. And those guys, they said, "You better get out of here." And I didn't turn around until I got all the way back to the truck. I was so scared they were going to shoot me. Sometimes it's hard to do good.
Okay, Anna, we're going to start
Okay.
every day, 8:30.
Okay.
Okay? Every day.
Okay.
It seems so, a little thing, such as giving someone a meal every day, that we do. But the thing about it is we go to these people's homes, we give them a meal, and by doing that, we allow them to stay in their homes. That little thing that we do, that keeps them out of nursing homes. It keeps them healthy, so they're not going to the doctor. They're not going to the hospitals because of malnutrition. Many of these people, you know, they have to choose between buying medicine, paying their rent, or eating. And by taking that one item out of that equation and you know, feeding them, it's a very big thing. But it's such an important part of that thing of being independent and maintaining your health.
Hazel I've known for about a year. She's pretty much chair bound. She doesn't walk. She sits in a chair. She has a caretaker that's with her most days.
She's lonely, alone. You know, her family is back there, which is, they can't come over here. So now I am responsible for her. I decide to do it because who else?
Did you get to know many people in Los Angeles?
Yeah, personal friends.
Could you tell us about one of your friends?
Julie Gonzalez in Woodland Hills. We went a lot of places together. Went to the Merv Griffin Coconut Club once for my birthday. We rented a limousines, and we all dressed up like movie stars.
A lot of them are on Social Security, and I know the rent eats up most of that check. So, you know, we can't totally feed them. We can't give them 3 hot meals a day, but we can subsidize with other food that they may have. So at least we know they're getting 1 good square meal a day. And it's good food. It's not cuisine, but it's good wholesome food. And Sister's always saying, the needy should get the best, not the seconds, not the leftovers, not the out-of-date stuff.
A lot of the places I used to deliver for like the first 20 years, I went out every day delivering, and now it's hard. I can't really physically go out so much, but I write to the clients, and that's why I like to write to them on their birthdays and send out, you know, prayers and things and keep them up. On Guardian Angel Day, I send them all a Guardian Angel prayer and a little magnet or a pin of the Guardian Angels. And Christmas, they always get a Christmas ornament with angels, and we believe in angels. And I tell all our staff, I said, you're God's messengers, and you have to be good angels. So that's what this program is. We hope to be angels delivering what God's message and His love.
I think it takes any person who just sees it for what it is and just comes up with whatever it takes to do it. You know? So there's a lot of people that have been there a lot longer than I have and been doing it, sucking it up and doing it for a long time. So that's the people that I look up to. So, yeah. And then there's the unsung heroes in that place. I mean, the cooks, they kill themselves in there from 4 in the morning until 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and they never see anybody. Nobody ever sees them, and they're working their hearts out in there.
I don't think you can be associated with the daughters in their mission work without feeling that you yourself have been in some way changed. It is just not possible because of the attitude about service. When you look at all the people we serve in cancer treatment centers and in dialysis centers, they're in their 30s and 40s. They don't qualify for other programs in many cases. So the need is not just about age. Of course, most of our clients are way over 65. But there are those that we capture as a safety net program who aren't. And there are people who aren't homebound because of age.
Yeah, they could replace me. They could get another guy to do Route 14. They could probably do it just as well as I do. But when I get up in the morning at 4:15 and I'm kind of tired, I think to myself, hey, Nick, get going, because Millie's got to eat. She's dependent on me to come bring her that food. So, I don't call in sick, or I don't call in, playing hooky, because I want to go do something else, because Millie's dependent on me to bring her that food. If everybody in this country would just, put in an hour or 2 a week, we could solve every social ill that we have in this country. If just everybody volunteered, just a little bit. But what you wind up getting is you get people who volunteer a lot and people who think about volunteering but they never do it. So I think in us, all of us, I think we all want to do it. It's just the opportunity doesn't arise.